Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, one and all. I hope all of you guys are having an excellent morning. I know I am. I got to tell you, I had a bit of a crazy morning this morning. Like really crazy morning. I was running around, my little one was a little bit late. Um and so I'm sitting over here just scrambling, trying to get everything going. And so I sat back today, and after all that happened, I made it from A to B, B to C, all on time, all absolutely on time, which is intense or can be intense. Listen, trust me, I know. As parents, or as anybody waking up on a Monday morning, we already know that that weekend's over. Some of us don't even have the weekend off, so you guys are still running nonstop and still waiting till like Tuesday or Wednesday to take off. But you're sitting over here, you're rushing to get from A to B to C, and then you finally get to where you're supposed to be, and you could take that giant deep breath, and you could just be like, man, I made it. I made it. And I think what came to mind a little bit to me last night, and it just occurred this morning, all this, what kind of came to mind was that, sometimes we get a little bit hyped up and overstrung. And let me tell you something, you're going to be where you're going to be either way. I decided to take today and kind of break down and just let you guys know, listen, it's not worth the stress. It's not. It's not. There's certain things that I will tell you right now that are out of your factor, out of your control. Okay. And you can't let those things kind of determine how your day's gonna go, or what's going on with your life in general. Because there's only so many things that you're gonna be able to kind of have go with, you know? Good morning, by the way. Filling up your cup, everybody with me. Mm. Oh, that's a pretty decent cup. I'm not mad at that. First time I really only made 2 cups. Typically I make it for 6. I don't really make that. I make it 2 and call it a day. But you are gonna be where you're gonna be. So sometimes the unfortunate happens, right? Where you're turning around and you left early, you did everything right. Absolutely everything right. You woke up, took a shower, had breakfast, jumped in the car, and then boom, lo and behold, it's Monday morning. And out of nowhere, there's this giant line of traffic. And now, when you left, 20 minutes ahead of time and you're supposed to arrive 5 minutes early, you end up being 10 minutes late. And you're sitting over here and you're stressing in the car and you're fighting with all these other things because you don't understand it, blah, 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 blah. It's not worth it. It's not worth that aggravation. You got to let that one go. Listen, if you're late, you're late. Don't break your head over it. You're not perfect. You're human. We all make these mistakes, and that's perfectly fine. And I think, when you kind of push yourself and you're like, oh man, especially, sometimes we're late even as parents, and, you're fighting to get to school before the bell rings. Hey, sometimes you just have to sign in that little guy late. That's a part of life. And you got to kind of be cool with that, you know? I saw it, I think it was about 2 weeks ago when I saw it. It was one of those, those moments where you just make it, where you're just in. What's up, Kev? Where you just make it, where you just make it in and you just make it by the bell. And I saw that moment of relief come from that parent. He was like, oh, thank God I made it in time. And it's funny because I do believe you're gonna be where you need to be at that time. I wanted to make today's coffee time as a kind of like a reminder. You know, if you think back a couple years ago about what you may have been going through, a situation, whatever it may occurred, you were probably breaking your head over it at that time. Where you were going to be, finances, who were you with? A lot of these things probably had some ganas growing out of your hair, a little gray hair. But you should really consider it, and you should sit back and think about it and think about where you were and where you're at now. Sometimes you pay a bill late, that's life, and I think what I'm trying to say is overall to pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Certain things aren't worth the stress and aggravation that people go through on a daily basis. You're going to get your money, you're going to get your pay, you're going to get all this in time. But it's not worth you breaking over your head because there's only so much you could do. You know, what's up, cuz? I came across this line that was said, and it was pretty cool. And it was just like I said before: pay attention to what you're paying attention to. Often we sometimes go into a situation, and what we're focusing on is like the worst of things that could happen. And when you think about that, that doesn't really. Why are you filling your head with these ideas? Right? We combat ourselves with what's going to go wrong, and then we prepare ourselves how to counteract what's going wrong, as opposed to really just kind of focusing on what's going right. And once again, everybody, glass half full, Drew, glass half full. Yes, that's me. But paying attention to what you're paying attention to, and really taking the time to see where your thoughts are spiraling into, kind of makes a difference. you know A delicious cup of coffee, by the way. Just random train of thought. It's a delicious cup of coffee. Besides, in 30, 40, 50 years, when you're looking back at all this stuff, you're going to laugh at it anyway. Look, I think about some of the stuff that at 15, 16 years old, and you think about the nonsense that I was breaking my head over. Getting a job, and we're going to take it back, making sure that the cell phone, I didn't run out of minutes on my phone. You know what I'm saying? Or, you misplaced your pager or whatever it may be. You broke your head over these things. And at the time, it was key, or even relationships at the time, people you were dating, who you were seeing, and all this other stuff. You got hyped up. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? You know? And you kind of go into overdrive. And then you look back, and it's funny how you could look back at these situations and just kind of laugh. Listen, I worked in retail for a very, very long time. And week after week after week, you had these goals, these things that you had to hit, commit, and do. And you were breaking your head over it, and you were stressed, you know? Or if you were caring or concerning about your job anyway you were. Um, Most of us who work, unfortunately, are working because of a fear of getting fired. And they don't want to lose their job, and this is my only source of income. And if I don't do this right, then this would happen, and this would happen, and this would happen. And all these, like I said, these negative thoughts kind of swarm your head, swarm your mind. And then, the following week goes by, and before you know it, you're looking back and you're laughing because you were able to handle that situation that you were in, and you were able to get that done. I think that's kind of like my words for the day for coffee time. I think it's one of those things where no matter what you're going through, you're going to make it through it. Truthfully. And when you're able to look back and laugh, it's going to be a beautiful moment, to say the least. So, this has been a little bit of a brief Coffee Time Live because I still got some grind to do myself. And I just wanted to give that to you guys. I hope you have a great morning, a great week. It's supposed to be a little bit rainy today, and that's okay. But don't get too stuck on the now. And don't break your head over it. Don't get too stressed over it. When you talk to other people, you talk to older people, they kind of look at what you're going through and they just kind of tell you, hey, relax, it's going to be fine. And that's hard for us to take because we have these ideas and these goals and everything in our mind of where we needed to be at by a certain age in life, or what was expected to be viewed as success and what isn't. And we do these comparisons sometimes. And honestly, it's not worth it. The only person you really should be comparing yourself to is yourself. Have you gotten better? Have you done improvement? Don't worry about the next man. Worry about you. Focus on you, actually. Don't worry about you. Focus on you. Focus on the things that you're doing to get yourself better. And that feels pretty good. So that's my little bit of advice for you guys this Monday morning. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you fill up your cup. I hope you feel energized, and I hope you feel motivated. Okay? As always, don't stress. Relax. There's always tomorrow.